Hello guys, welcome back to another video. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe and like them, please. On the road to 40 subscribers, then we are 6 away from 40 subscribers, so it means a lot if you like, subscribe, and and the views, the likes have been mental lately. So if you like the video and you haven't subscribed, you know what to do. It's free to do. But championship predictions, then game week 2 of the weekend. Then let's get straight into the video. Of course, Dan can't make it again today, but hopefully he's back next week for the bank holiday weekend ones. Hopefully he's back for the Carabao Cup in midweek as well. But yeah, let's get straight into this. So we start off with 12:30 kickoff on Saturday. It's Birmingham City versus Bristol City. Birmingham are coming off with a 0-0 against Sheffield United last time out. Thought they was, of course, the better team, but just didn't take the chances. Bristol City coming off with a 2-0 defeat against Millwall. Of course, Bristol, they had chances but didn't take them, and they went down to 10 men, and that probably why they lost the game, because they went down to 10 men. Really silly second yellow card. If you're on yellow, why do it? But I think this is going to be a tight game. I think Bristol City are a very good side, and I think it will take time for them to get going. Of course, they've got a new, of course, manager. Of course, former Lincoln. But my score prediction is going to be Birmingham to just nick this at home. I think if they can be a bit better away and get the home form going like last season, then I do think they'll make that top 8. But I'm going to go Birmingham 2, Bristol City 1. I'm going to go 2-1 to Blues. Dan has said 2-0 to Blues. So let's get on to the next one. So next game is Lincoln City versus Portsmouth. Another 12:30 kickoff. We're back to, I think, 3 12:30 kickoffs this weekend. So yeah, Lincoln, of course, lost 2-1 against Middlesbrough last time out. First game back in the Championship, but of course, tough place going down to just give them a game and to only lose 2-1 at Middlesbrough. I think is impressive. However, Portsmouth, no one expected it, but they lost 3-1 at home against QPR, and coming off with a loss at home, to go to Lincoln away, what Lincoln own form, if they stay up, that will probably keep them up. I know most people have backed them to finish bottom, and I get why, but I think Lincoln at home, I think, get their home form going, maybe get some points away, and I think they'll be fine. But I do think Lincoln, yeah, they're a good side. Of course, they won League One last season. Smashed it really. But Dan is, of course, backing Lincoln to win 2-0. Another 2-0 from Dan. I'm backing Lincoln to get a clean sheet as well, but I think it's going to be 1 goal in it, and they'll win 1-0. Next game is Millwall versus Norwich. Then, of course, another 12:30 kickoff. Millwall, of course, coming off with a 2-0 win away at Bristol City. Norwich, of course, losing at home against West Brom, losing 2-1. I think this, of course, is going to be a really tough, tight game. It wouldn't surprise me if it's a draw, but I think Norwich are probably going to start the season slow again. They did it last season, that's why they didn't make playoffs in the end. and if they start slow this year, I can't see them making the play. Luckily, it's top 8 this time, so you know, I think if it was top 8 last season, I think Norwich might have got in there with more points maybe, but I don't know. I think Millwall will just nick this at home though. I do think Millwall will win this 2-1. Dan is actually backing Millwall to smash Norwich here. He's backing a 3-0 Millwall win. So another clean sheet for the Millwall. So yeah. Next game is Blackburn versus Middlesbrough then. Getting on to the 3 o'clock kickoffs now. Blackburn versus Middlesbrough. Yeah. So for this one, I think this is going to be tight. I've got Blackburn coming off with a 2-2 over Wolves where they should have won in my eyes. Was that handball in the box or was it out the box? I'm not too sure. Middlesbrough, however, coming off with a 2-1 win against Lincoln. I think this is going to be a tough game for Middlesbrough to go to Blackburn. You know, first home game of the season for Blackburn as well. I've got Middlesbrough still going to be up there at the end of the season, I have a feeling. I think they'll get a late goal here, to be fair, but I think Blackburn, you know, I think with a point at Wolves now, that will give them positive going into that home game against Middlesbrough, to have Middlesbrough back-to-back. Have sorry about that. What was I going to say now? Yeah, to have Middlesbrough and Wolves back to back. I think this could be one of them. But Dan is of course going with 2-1 to Middlesbrough, so he reckons they'll just nick this. I do think it's going to be similar to that, but I'm actually giving Blackburn another point. And I think they'll take that, you know, 2 points for the first 2 games against Wolves and Middlesbrough. But if they pick up 4 points for the first 2, that will be unreal. But I'm going to go Blackburn 1, Middlesbrough 1, a 1-1 draw for that one. Getting on to the next one then is Derby County versus Cardiff City then. Of course, Derby losing last time out 2-1 against Charlton. What did I say? I said Charlton would win. Yes, I only said 1-0, but I said Charlton would win. They did. You know, that's yeah. But I think Cardiff, of course, will win 1-1 last time out against Wrexham 1-1. Last kick of the game from a free kick. It was absolutely limbs for the Cardiff fans at home. To go away against Derby, yes, Derby lost first game, but it's Derby's first home game of the season, and I think it's going to be bouncing in there. You know, I just think Derby will get it going at home. If they don't win here, you know, really don't know what to say, to be honest. But I'm going to go Derby to get a clean sheet and win 2-0. I do think Derby going to win that 2-0. Dan is actually saying 2-1 to Derby, so he reckons Derby will win that. Next game then we move on to Preston North End against Wolves then, and I think this is a tough place to go to. We seen last season with Preston at home, of course, drawing against Coventry. I think they beat Ipswich. That's true against Millwall. I think all the top teams who went to Preston last season, of course, failed to win, and I think this could be one of them. It could be 3 ways. Wolves can either smash on what I'm going to spoil it now, I have bat. Preston either get something or Preston just win. Literally. I think it could be that. If Wolves win, I think they'll win 2 or 3-0. And yeah. But think I've got most people are backing Wolves to win, but some people have backed Preston to win, and some people have backed a draw. Of course, you got 51% backing Wolves, 26% backing a draw, and 23% backing Preston to win. But what are me and Dan going with? Well, Dan is actually backing Wolves to win 2-0. He reckons Wolves are going to get a clean sheet. I'm backing Wolves as well, and I'm going to go Preston 0, Wolves 3. 3-0 win to Wolves. I just think if Wolves score early, I think they'll just match it. But first 25 minutes probably will say on the game. If Preston's still 0-0, 25 minutes to go, I think they could go and nick a goal or nick a draw. So yeah, I'm going 3-0 Wolves. Dan is going 2-0 Wolves. Next game is QPR versus Bolton Wanderers. Of course, QPR then, of course, what a win away at Portsmouth, winning 3-1. Bolton, of course, beating Preston, first home game of the season, first game back in the Championship, and winning 2-1 there. And I thought they played well. I think they should have scored 3 or 4, definitely in the first half. I think Preston didn't even have a shot in the first half. I think Bolton outplayed them. Absolutely good. I think this is going to be an interesting game though to see. I know QPR first home game of the season, so it wouldn't surprise me if they nick it, but I think it's going to be a really tight game. I can see QPR Bolton getting something. But yeah, of course, 49% back in QPR, 26% back in a draw, and 25% back in Bolton. Danny's actually going all out and backing QPR to win this quite comfortably at home. What wouldn't surprise me. He's backing 2-0 to QPR. I'm actually going to go down the middle and go QPR 1, Bolton 1. I'm going to go 1-1 draw. I just think Bolton can go there, play their football. I think that, what is it? Oh, what's his name? Is it Gale on the wing? I think he looks class. He literally paced whoever was at the win back for Preston. But yeah, I'm going 1-1. Danny going 2-0 to QPR. Next game then, it is Southampton versus Stoke then. Of course. So let me see. Of course, Dan is I'll take Dan's score in a minute. Yeah, of course, this is going to be a really interesting game. I do think you'll expect Southampton to win at home, definitely against Stoke. But Stoke actually always go to Southampton and beat them or get a point. I think last season Stoke actually won 2-1 at the St Mary's Stadium. Southampton, of course, coming up with a 2-1 defeat against Watford. Poor defending from them. It'll be interesting to see if Harwood Bellis is in the squad as well for this weekend, because we know he's been linked with Villa. For Stoke, I've got they've signed a striker. They've signed George Hurst from Ipswich. I think he's Championship proven. Championship / League One. I think he is. Southampton, of course, everyone is backing them to win. 59%, 23% draw, and 18% Stoke win. I think this could be a tight game. Let me just have a look right now. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know, but yeah, I'm gonna go for this game. 2-0 Southampton. Danny's actually going 3-0 to Southampton. Let me just change that. So Dan is going 3-0 to Southampton. Next game then is West Ham. No, sorry, it's Swansea versus Sheffield United. Wait, no, missed. So it's Swansea versus Sheffield United. So Dan is actually going he's going, of course, 2-0 to Swansea. I'm actually going to go 2-1 win to Swansea. Next game is West Ham versus Charlton. I think Charlton will go there with the game plan. I think Nathan Jones, yeah, I have a feeling they're, of course, gonna win. So I'm gonna go 1-0 West Ham. I do think West Ham will get over the line, but I think Charlton go there with a game plan. Danny's actually going 3-0 win to West Ham, so quite comfortably. Wrexham against Watford. Wrexham coming up with a 1-1 against Cardiff. Watford coming up with a 2-1 win against Southampton. I can see Watford getting something, and I'm going to go down the middle and go goals. I'm going to go 2-2. Danny's actually going 1-1. Then, of course, it's West Brom against Burnley on Sunday. I think this will be a tight game, and I have a feeling West Brom gonna win this 2-1. Yeah, I think they'll nick it at home. You know, they're coming off with a big away win against Norwich, winning 2-1. Burnley, of course, getting a point, but at West Brom, I think they'll win. Danny's actually going 2-2. So there you go, guys. There's our Championship Game Week 2 predictions. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe and like, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace out.